Have you walked into a Walgreens or CVS lately, only to find empty shelves and a general air of sadness? You're not alone. Across America, pharmacies are struggling. They're closing stores, cutting staff, and facing a whole lot of challenges. This isn't just about grabbing your allergy meds. It's about access to essential healthcare, especially for vulnerable communities. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the messy world of pharmacy closures, those mysterious middlemen known as PBMs, and what it all means for you. Remember that time you went to the pharmacy for a prescription and the pharmacist said, "Oh, your insurance won't cover that much. You'll have to pay out of pocket"? Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The system is more complicated than a Rube Goldberg machine designed by pharmacists hopped up on cough syrup. Seriously, this is important. We're talking about people not being able to afford life-saving medications, pharmacies shutting their doors in underserved communities, and a whole lot of finger-pointing going on. Someone needs to break it down. And lucky for you, that's what we do here at Last Week Tonight. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's face it, the retail world is a jungle. Online giants like Amazon are throwing shade, and everyone's feeling the heat. But for pharmacies, it's not just about competing with cheaper online toothpaste. They're grappling with rising costs for everything from rent to labor. And let's not forget about the shrinking margins on those prescription drugs. It's tough out there for a pharmacy trying to make ends meet. Think about it. When was the last time you actually something at a pharmacy? Not your prescription, but like a candy bar or a greeting card. It's probably been a while, right? That's because their retail side is getting absolutely pummeled by the competition. Now you might be thinking, but John, I get my prescriptions there. Surely that's enough to keep them afloat? Well, my friend, that's where things get really interesting. Because the real villains of this story aren't the online retailers, they're the puppet masters pulling the strings behind the scenes. Ever heard of pharmacy benefit managers or PBMs? No? Well, buckle up because these guys are about to become your new, least favorite thing. These powerful middlemen stand between pharmacies, drug manufacturers, and, you guessed it, your insurance company. They negotiate drug prices, decide what goes on those formularies, you know, the list of drugs your insurance covers, and generally make life difficult for everyone involved. PBMs are like the annoying friend who invites themselves to your dinner party, eats all your food, and then complains about the wine selection. They're making a killing while pharmacies are struggling to keep their doors open. These PBMs are shrouded in secrecy, using complex contracts and opaque pricing practices to squeeze every penny they can out of the system. And who do you think ends up footing the bill? That's right, folks, it's you, the consumer. The numbers don't lie. Walgreens and CVS, the two biggest pharmacy chains in the US, are shutting down stores left and right. Walgreens plans to close 150 stores in the US by 2024, while CVS is shutting down 900 stores over the next 3 years. That's a lot of closed signs, and it's a clear indication that something is seriously wrong. Now, these companies will tell you it's just optimization and streamlining, but let's be real, folks, they're hemorrhaging money, and closing stores is a desperate attempt to stop the bleeding. And you know what? This isn't just a big city problem. These closures are happening in rural areas, suburbs, and everywhere in between. This means less access to vital healthcare services, especially for seniors, people with disabilities, and those without reliable transportation. Section 5, Healthcare Deserts. The impact on vulnerable communities. Here's the kicker. These pharmacy closures hit vulnerable communities the hardest. Imagine living in a rural area with limited transportation options. Your local pharmacy, often the only healthcare provider for miles, shuts down. What do? Drive hours for your meds? Skip them altogether? It's a recipe for disaster, leading to poorer health outcomes and widening health disparities. This is about more than just inconvenience, folks. We're talking about life and death situations here. People relying on daily medications for chronic conditions are being left high and dry. It's a vicious cycle. Pharmacy closures lead to healthcare deserts, which in turn exacerbate existing health inequities. We need to wake up and smell the pharmacy-flavored coffee, people. This is a crisis in the making. Section 6. Reining in the PBMs, a call for increased regulation. So what can we do about this mess? Well, for starters, we need to shine a light on those shady PBMs. Increased regulation and transparency are crucial to understanding their pricing practices and holding them accountable for their role in this crisis. It's time to bring these shadowy figures into the light and demand some answers. We need to be asking tough questions like, why are drug prices so high in the first place? And how much are PBMs actually contributing to this problem? And most importantly, what the hell are we going to do about it? Some states have already started taking action, passing laws to regulate PBMs and increase transparency. But we need a nationwide effort to rein in these powerful middlemen and ensure they're working for the benefit of patients, not just their own bottom line. Section 7. Investing in the future technology as a solution. While tackling the PBM problem is crucial, we also need to explore innovative solutions. Telehealth and remote pharmacy services hold immense potential, especially for those in underserved areas. Imagine a world where you can consult with a pharmacist and get your meds delivered, all from the comfort of your own home. Technology can bridge the gap in healthcare access, offering a lifeline to those stranded in pharmacy deserts. We need to invest in these innovations and make sure they're accessible to everyone, not just those in urban areas with deep pockets. This isn't about replacing traditional pharmacies, but rather about expanding access and providing options for those who need them most. We need to be smart and forward-thinking in our approach to healthcare, utilizing technology to its full potential. Section 8. Your prescription for change. Get informed and take action. This isn't just a problem for policymakers to solve, it affects all of us. Get informed about the issue, contact your representatives, and demand action. Support organizations fighting for affordable healthcare and increased access to pharmacy services. Together, we can rewrite this prescription for disaster and build a healthier future for everyone. Remember, folks, silence is complicity. If we don't speak up about this issue, who will? The future of our healthcare system and the well-being of countless Americans depends on it. So let's get loud, get angry, and demand better. Don't just sit there scratching your head like you just took a fistful of Benadryl. Get out there and make a difference. It's time to cure this healthcare headache once and for all.